Hi, so this is my top 10 truths of being a first time mom and my experience so far. Because my baby has just turned 5 months, so it's not a whole year experience yet. Originally, I was going to do my top 25, but that turned into a long video rant. So here we go. Number 1, you will be able to shower, wash, dry your hair, and get dressed in less than 10 minutes. Personally, for me, it's like 20 minutes, way in the beginning when my son was first born, but now it's more like half an hour. Because I know that when I do take showers, he's either asleep or someone is able to come to his attention while I'm not in the room. Number 2, you will be so proud of every ounce your baby gains. So my kid, my baby, he was born a little early. And when they weighed him, he was only 5 pounds, 15 ounces. And now he's like 14 pounds, 12 ounces. And he's 5 months old. Today. 12, 11, 13. So every 7-Eleven, he gets, every July 11th, he gets a play Slurpee. So yeah, in the beginning it was super, super important that he would gain weight. So when I brought him home, they told us, me and my mom, that we would have to wake him up every like 3 or 4 hours so that he would eat, so he would gain weight. Way in the beginning, he would have he would have a bottle and breast milk. Well, I don't really have breast milk then, but whatever. I would try breastfeeding him first, and then if it didn't really work, we would give him the bottle. But also, we gave him the bottle so he'd gain weight. Yeah. Number 3, you will hear all sorts of delivery and nursing nightmare stories once you start sharing your own. So even before I gave birth, people were telling me they're like delivery nightmares. And then once I gave birth, my mom, straight up, she told me her nursing nightmares. How me and my sisters, when we would be feeding, we would like bite her and her nipples got all chapped and burst. And she was all bleedy and hurty. And it was just awful the way she told me. And also, she told me that when I was born, I totally tore her. So she had like a previous episiotomy. So that's when they snip you down there so that the baby can like slide out. Well, that's what happened to me. So, and then when the doctor, my delivery doctor was not like my main doctor, and she was so annoying. So when she was stitching me up, my older sister was like, "How many stitches are you gonna get?" And the doctor was like, "1." And then another nurse was like, "You're probably blocking her light." And my sister was like, "Oh." And then my older sister went over to where my baby was so she could take pictures. Number 4, you will overbundle your tyke for winter outings. Truth! Well, it just started getting cold here where I live in California, the San Francisco Bay Area. And when I go outside, I could just feel the cold in my bones. Mostly later in the day because I don't get out that often, especially since it's gotten really cold. So when I do go out, he's already, in a onesie, and I put him in an outfit, shirt, pants, socks, And I will use these koala booties or these monkey booties that we have, put those on as like shoes so his feet that are already covered in socks are warm. And then he has a new blazer now, so I'll put him in that. And of course a hat. He's a little baldy. And like stick 2 blankets on him and then be on our way in the car seat, or if we're going on a walk, in the stroller. Number 5, you will be excited when your tot grows out of one size and into the next, but you will be sad to put away what he's grown out of. And this is really true. He's 5 months and he's, to some people he's really big, but to other people he's a little small because so this one time I was at WIC waiting to get my vouchers. And there's this girl with her baby girl. Her baby girl is like 7 months old, and she is ginormous compared to Lucas. And Lucas was like 4.5 months at the time. But she's ginormous. And it was really cute because she started talking to him, and he got really shy about it. So, from what he's outgrown, my mom told me that I have to decide what I'm actually going to keep, what I super love, and then whatever I don't keep, we're going to give away to other people who are having their babies, or like to Goodwill. Number 6, you'll put your sweet pea in the ugliest outfit he's got, take an obligatory photo, and send it to the distant relative who purchased the fashion disaster. He doesn't have ugly outfits that people have given him. That are like, he is a really fashionable baby, and I was like not expecting that, like, at all. So, but we do have this one outfit that was given to us all the way from Australia. So it's an orange Australian t-shirt, and it's got all like their animals on it, and a pair of koala booties. So and my grandma gave that to me from her friend who lives in Australia. And this one time that she came over, I put him in the outfit, and I was like, look, he's wearing what you gave us. And she was like, you take a picture right now, you put it on my Facebook. So I took 2 photos, and I wanted her to be in the photo, but she was like, no, just baby. So I took his picture, and then I put it on her Facebook, and she was like, no, my friends can see. And quite a few of her friends did comment on the photo, and she was happy. Number 7, you will be taken by surprise by your first postpartum period. I was really surprised because after I gave birth, I bled, like, the blood that just keeps coming out. With that, I bled for about 3.5 weeks, and then when it stopped, I was like, yeah, no more bleeding, because I was told that I wouldn't get my postpartum period, like my actual period, when all that stuff was back to normal, or relatively back to normal, to be honest. They told me it would be a couple months before it would happen, but it happened like okay, so I gave birth July 11th, and I bled for 3.5 weeks. So at the end of August, right at the end of August, or a little before the end of August, I got my period, and I knew it was my period because I just felt so horrible in my stomach area. And then one day I go to the bathroom, and I'm just like, oh, shit. I got my period. It was, when I realized I had my period, that experience was like the first time I got my period when I was like 11 years old. I knew what it was, when I was 11, but I was still like super afraid of it. It was really funny actually. Number 8, you will never again touch an infant that isn't yours in the hands or face again. Um, I haven't. When I did encounter babies, I wouldn't. I try not to touch their actual hands. I like poked their cheek because it wouldn't be like a stranger's baby. It would be like my cousin's baby or whatever. So it was more acceptable to touch where strangers aren't really supposed to touch your kid or your whatever. Number 9, you will forget all about your difficult day with your baby when you finally see him or her sleeping peacefully at night, or even for a nap, because their baby, your baby, is asleep. Asleep! And you're like, oh my god, finally asleep. Peace and quiet. Hallelujah! Especially if you're doing this basically on your own, like, you're all alone, basically all day, and no one helps you until it's dark outside. That's how it is for me right now. Because my partner, my boyfriend, he is all the way in Chico, 3 hours away by car, um, at university, studying. But he doesn't, he's not here all the time. He comes and visits once a month, or we go over there and we'll visit him. So at the moment, he's not really here because he's trying to get his degree, so that when he graduates, maybe we can get married and like be a family together. So the person that's actually really helping me is my mom. But that's not until she gets home from work, and when she does, she's kind of tired. But I'm tired too. So she usually sits on the couch, watches her soap opera, and I'm like, here's the baby, please watch him. I'm exhausted. And then I usually curl up in bed and go on my computer, do whatever. And number 10, you will have some mornings when you bounce out of bed to get the baby, and others when you really need a truck to pull you out from under the covers. This is the most truest things on this list. And the list, the 20 top 25 list that I had thought that I was gonna do, but I didn't because the video got too long, and I was like, no. But this is also from a list of like 70 things that moms were like, this happened to me, this happened to me, and it accumulated, and it was this little article thing on parents.com. But since the day Lucas was born, like the night he was born, I did not want to get out of bed to take care of his needs because I was super exhausted. Actually, I couldn't really get out of bed. My legs didn't work. So I had an epidural and my legs were a little weird after that. And my boyfriend, he slept over like almost all the nights I was in the hospital, and it was really sweet. He didn't get up either, but it's because he was like super deep asleep, and I didn't meet my child's needs until a nurse came and brought him to me, and then even then I was like, oh. All I had to do was feed him, but even then it was like a little challenge. And whenever I sleep over at Aiden, my boyfriend's house, like his mom's house, when he's there, or at his dad's house when he's there. And because I know Lucas, he's like in a new environment. He's like, what's going on? So he doesn't sleep through most of the night like he does here at my house. So when he wakes up, I spring out of bed. And I'm just like, okay, what do you need? Shh, stop crying. Don't wake up your dad. Shh. And it's usually because he woke up hungry. So I'll feed him and then I'll change his diaper and I'll just kind of rock him back to sleep. And I'm like, yeah. But then later in that kind of time period, it'll be 7 a.m. and he wakes us up. And his dad will wake up and he'll be like, what? Eh, it's okay then. But it's not very pleasant. And that was my top 10 first mom truths that I have experienced in the 5 months of my child's life. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. Your mom friends. Or even with your mom. Like, did she go through this stuff? Did her other friends go through this? It's a different experience for everyone. But you will agree on many of these things. Or things that are on, like, the original list. Thanks for watching. Bye!